to Previously on X-Men, the podcast that looks at X-Men comics, movies, shows, characters, and more. I'm Hillary.
I'm Eric.
And we are talking X-Men Evolution.
The next episode is called Rogue Recruit.
I actually liked how they did the rogue thing in this because they just call her the Rogue because she is behaving in a roguish manner.
Yeah.
And I kind of thought that worked. They didn't, I mean, everybody else, they know their names and stuff, so it's a little weird, but they've just referred to her as the Rogue. Where's the Rogue going?
We open up in Mississippi at a high school party, and Cody, poor dumb Cody, is crushing on the girl, and he doesn't even know her name.
Yep.
Oh, we forgot to mention all the facts about the thing. This aired November 18th of the year 2000.
Because you could just tune in at the same time every week and watch a new episode. Wasn't this a great time?
Yeah.
What a time to be alive.
It was directed by Stephen E. Gordon, who worked on the movie The Swan Princess.
I loved that movie.
Yeah. Well, there you go. He helped work on it. He continues to work as a storyboard artist to this day. He worked on that Lego movie Piece by Piece, the one about Pharrell Williams, and it was written by Simon Furman.
Good old Simon.
Yeah, so opens in the party. Cody is being teased by his pal to go talk to the girl. He invites her to dance. And doesn't Rogue say something funny, like no harm in dancing or something?
She does. And I think it's interesting that her character in this is not an outcast like you would expect. Like, she's got the emo vibe, like she's all dressed up like a goth and stuff. But this sort of represents her as someone who goes to teenage parties and someone who is observed by this like football star and kind of pursued. And then she's like, fine, we'll dance. Who cares? So I found this to be an interesting portrayal following the whole Kitty thing. She's like a reject and Toad's a reject and all of that.
Did you have a crush on Cody in this episode?
I forgot Cody existed. No, I was never a jock person.
Well, I had a huge crush on Rogue, is what I'm trying to get to here.
Well, I'm shocked.
This is probably, I watched the 90s one, and that Rogue was cool, and I read the comics, and Rogue was cool, but this is probably the first time I had a legit crush on Rogue. And, I wasn't somebody who pursued goth girls, mainly because I was a nerd and I didn't pursue any girls in high school. But Rogue in X-Men Evolution, whoever did her character design was targeting a specific type of person, and I was that person.
I can see that. I can definitely see that. I wanted to be her.
Yeah, I mean, it's the purple lipstick, it's the white hair being the bangs kind of thing, like they did for the movie. Yeah, the green, the choker, those studded bracelets. Stupid crush on Rogue. And she always looked cool whenever she had yellow glowing eyes.
That's true.
So this Rogue, she's great.
Yeah, no notes.
Yeah, I never dated anyone like this Rogue, probably because no one else exists like this Rogue.
She is one of a kind.
Yeah.
But she's ready to dance. That's fine. We don't see any problem with her dancing in this situation.
We learn later that Irene Adler, aka Destiny, raised her because she knew how the powers would she knew what type of powers she was going to have. She didn't know when the powers would manifest. So she kind of raised Rogue in preparation for that. So Irene is kind of responsible for the way she dresses and probably, the outsidery attitude as well, even though she goes to parties, but she's not partaking in the party necessarily.
Holds herself back.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it seems like they've been hiding her in anticipation of being able to use her powers. And by they, I mean her and Mystique.
What would you describe that top that this Rogue wears? Because
I had a shirt exactly like this, and it's because she had it.
What? It's green, but it's also do you call this I don't even know. It's just a see-through top?
It's like a shirt that has filmy arms.
Right. I guess I just don't I wouldn't even know what to call that. Like if somebody said, "Hey, go pick this up at Target," I wouldn't know what to ask for.
Well, I don't know what to say. It's just a shirt with filmy
Okay.
arms.
Okay.
It has a specific name, but it had, the kind of like wispy arms that were big at the time when you wanted to be both emo and a little bit fairy.
Elegant. Yeah. Man, the 2000s were crazy, but you know what? They were also cool.
They were. I have no complaints about the early 2000s except for one very obvious one.
No complaints.
There's one standout event that I would say
It was a
growing
bad
up at the
time.
time was all right.
Yeah.
Anywho,
Matrix Reloaded. I'm with you.
Surprise, surprise. I don't even know what you're talking about. There's only one Matrix. She dances with Cody. We don't have the kiss, but he like knocks her over in the party.
Somebody bumps into her, into Cody, and Cody bumps into her, and his hand touches her wrist, and she absorbs his life force and all of that. And this rogue, because this is the first time her powers manifest, we learn. So when she absorbs it, she thinks she is Cody.
Yeah, which I thought was an interesting route to take with that.
Right. It's not, I'm Rogue, whose memories are this, I'm taking on his personality. It's, who am I? I'm Cody? I'm a football player?
Yeah, and she even goes to his house thinking it's her house.
This rogue is voiced by a Megan Black, who also didn't do too much later on. According to IMDb, hasn't done anything since 2014. But what I thought was interesting was she was in 54 episodes of a show called Edgemont, which is a Canadian, looks like a Canadian 90210, basically. That isn't Degrassi. And also on that show for 70 episodes was Kristen Kruk.
Who's that?
Kristen Kruk?
Yeah.
Lana Lang from Smallville?
Oh my gosh, Lana!
She was on this. Lana Lang was doing Edgemont simultaneously doing Smallville from 2001 to 2005.
You were doing it at the same time?
Yeah.
Oh my word.
But yes, Megan Black was on that show as well for 54 episodes.
Well, I guess that's what I gotta watch next.
Edgemont?
Edgemont.
Yeah.
She also, I don't think I've seen anything that she was in, but I did notice she voices Atlanta in a show it's an animated show called Class of the Titans, which I have not seen, but I like the name Class of the Titans as a play on Clash of the Titans.
She's also an elf in the movie Elf.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's pretty funny.
Anyway, so that's our rogue. What do you think of this rogue voice actor?
I think it's pretty good. I mean, as far as fake Southern accents go, I don't think it's the worst. Like, it's very obviously not real, but it's not annoying in a way that a lot of fake Southern accents can be. I think she sells that pretty well.
Well, yeah, I mean, she's obviously Canadian, so...
Yeah.
But yeah, I think what helps is she's got a voice that matches the character design.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
I mean, I guess you could say that about the show in general. Like, I don't necessarily love all the voice choices for the characters, but they all pretty much match the way the character is designed.
Yeah, that's true.
Which is important. Irene, who we meet, is only in 2 episodes, which seems crazy.
That was a really familiar character design. I'm surprised she was only in it twice.
Yeah. Ellen Kennedy is the voice actor, has been in a lot of stuff.
She was in Hamtaro. Do you remember?
Oh boy, yeah, Hamtaro, sure. Yep.
She was Cappy, Hamtaro.
Also Mary-Kate and Ashley Action. I don't remember this show existing. But I guess I wasn't the target audience at the time. Was also in Reboot for an episode.
Oh boy. I need to go back and watch Reboot. I wonder if you could find it anywhere.
Boy, I don't know. Tubi. You can watch Reboot on Tubi or Pluto TV for free.
Nice. Maybe I'll look that up next.
Anyway, enough about how much of a crush I had on this rogue. What else happens?
For now.
We cut to the danger room. Kind of. Wolverine is in the air vents and Storm is attacking him, and we don't really know what's happening. We just know that somebody is sneaking into the air vents and Storm's like, "Ah ha ha, I found you."
He's all in a whole ninja costume.
Yep. And then they end up in the danger room, and Wolverine just starts destroying stuff. And Xavier's like, okay, that's enough. That's about all we can afford for Wolverine to destroy. And Wolverine's like, ha, 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 just having fun. And it turns out Wolverine was just doing a security check and thinks they should electrify the vents or put out poisonous gas. And everybody looks at him and he's like, or knockout gas.
Your act is to kill everyone.
I think it's Nightcrawler who, after seeing Wolverine's abilities, is like, that was tight.
I really like Nightcrawler in this show. I just gotta say it. I've always really
That
liked
was
him.
mad tight, yo.
I think he's cute as a button.
He is. I mean, he's a fun character who's, goofy. He's not the type of character we had in the 90s show at all.
No.
Everybody was fairly serious in the 90s. I mean, Jubilee was the only not serious one, and even she would get very like, why are things like this? Whereas this Nightcrawler is just having a good time now.
Yeah, he's just happy to be part of the team.
Kitty is weirded out by Nightcrawler. She doesn't like him, which I assume is also a play on how Kitty originally felt about Nightcrawler in the comics, where she was always a bit distant from him for a while, probably until they joined Excalibur together.
What a long road to friendship.
But this is where we find out Xavier is like, oh, there's another mutant in Mississippi. They're hard to track. They're all over the place. This is a mutant who's a danger to themselves and to others. They're a true rogue. Yes, and that is a fun use. Like, she's called Rogue because she's gone rogue.
Yeah, I thought it was cute. I liked it.
I like it too. It gives this super cool design, a super cool vibe.
So cool. But Blackbird again, because they have to get all the way to Mississippi, and Kurt is flying it with his feet.
Yeah, Cyclops is encouraged, like, hey, you're good at flying this. And it's funny because Kitty is the one who says it and is like, Cyclops is really cool and put together, and he's kind of cute. Which is weird to hear anybody in anything say about Cyclops. So that shows you, like, how different this show is than the 90s cartoon. That, like, not just Jean, but, like, Kitty Pryde is like, so what's Cyclops' deal?
And it's cute too because she says it to Jean, and Jean is sort of like, it sort of feels like she actually genuinely has not thought about this yet.
Yeah, because he's like, I mean, yeah, he's, put together, he knows what to do, he's good at doing homework, but cute? Huh. Maybe from an angle.
Yeah.
Which I appreciate, as somebody who hates when two characters are made just to be in love. This is a nice kind of beginning for those two.
Yeah, to like get to actually watch them develop a relationship.
Yeah, as opposed to, I have just met Jean Grey and I am in love with her, and I'm in love with Scott, but he can't know. Like, that's, that stuff has just zero drama to it. But this is, I mean, yeah, it feels natural. Like, they've been, I don't know if we know how long they've been at the school, but they've been at the school first, so they might not have. Cyclops probably was like, oh, hi, Jean. But, like, the idea that it would take Jean a while to even think of Cyclops as, like, a guy, that makes sense.
Yeah, totally. Well, so that plants that seed, and then Rogue goes to Cody's house, and, like, she knows where the hidden key is, and so she breaks in. She's just, like, going back and forth because she's remembering all of his memories.
She thinks she's Cody.
She thinks she's Cody, but then she looks in the mirror and is like, but no, I'm not Cody, but I am Cody. And so she's still freaking out about who she even is right now.
Right.
The X-Men don't go to her. They go to the hospital first so that Jean can pretend to be a nurse. And, like, she doesn't read his mind. She, like, goes to Cody and, like, helps Xavier pinpoint his brainwaves or something.
Whatever's going on with his head because of Rogue, he needs somebody closer. So he's basically using Jean as a lightning rod, kind of.
I mean, he could just go in there and pretend to be a doctor, but okay.
Yes, but I guess it's just faster to have Jean put on a smock.
A smock.
Put on scrubs. I don't, yeah, sorry.
So they kind of get like a feel for his mind so that they can find Rogue, who has his consciousness or whatever.
Mhm.
But before they get to Rogue, Mystique gets to her first, and she transforms into Wolverine for the purpose of making Rogue think that the X-Men are bad and like trying to get her.
Yep. Which is, I mean, considering the state that Rogue is in right now, it's a pretty good plan.
It's a really good plan. So like
Eh.
Wolverine attacks her and she runs away and he's like, "You're a mutant, you're not gonna get away." And then Mystique changes into Storm and is like, "I'm also after you." So she's just like going through all of the people that might try to approach Rogue and just poisoning the well.
Yeah, they find her, and also what keeps throwing a wrench into the plan is every time they meet with her, she accidentally touches one of them and gains their power, and then so now they're trying to chase her, but now she's teleporting all over the place. And she touches Storm, and now she's creating a storm, and she doesn't know how to control the power. So it's a very chaotic rescue mission that really is just like a series of Mystique acting like X-Men. And it's funny, when she pretends to be Storm, she throws like a grenade out there to act as a lightning bolt.
Yeah.
So yes, she's prepared. And so it's just a series of the X-Men being like, "We want to help you." Rogue being kind of like, maybe, accidentally teleporting away, Mystique messing with her brain, and the X-Men being like, "What is happening?"
Yeah, for real. I thought it was cool because I liked Mystique. Mystique sees Jean kind of get through to Rogue a little bit because she gets to her first when she vamps into a cemetery for a while. And then when Mystique comes back, she pretends to be Jean and is like, "Well, I tried to help you, but nobody, like some people just can't be helped." And I was like, nice pivot. Good pivot, Mystique. That was good.
Yep. It's a good plan. And as we find out at the end, it works because she's pretty much terrified of all the X-Men. She runs away with Irene?
Yeah.
Yes. And even Xavier's like, "We can't keep chasing her. We're causing too much damage. We're going to have to..." And we can't force her. We can't force her to join us. She has to come on her own free will or not at all. And I actually had forgotten that's what happens with Rogue in this, that first she actually starts on Mystique's Brotherhood.
Yeah, which is a great nod to her origin.
Yeah, so it was good. And whereas the Kitty Pryde thing is like, "Oh, she went through another wall. Oh, Avalanche shook the ground." This has just a lot of fun, different comedy of power stuff happening.
Yeah, I think it works really well to like convey chaos without being so chaotic that it's not enjoyable. It's just a lot of energy and it's organized well.
We know that these people know who Mystique is because Wolverine says he can smell her, but they don't necessarily know she's the principal of the high school.
No, they don't seem to know that. Which I would go ahead and send Wolverine into any place that you're going to be sending the kids and just like sniff around and make sure everything's clear.
So they end up just leaving. Nightcrawler is unconscious because of his contact with Rogue, and Kitty Pryde gets very worried and starts calling him Fuzzy Elf and everything, which is his nickname in the comics, and we realize she's warmed up to him now because she's very happy he's okay.
Yeah, and we don't get into the fact that it was her fault that he got knocked out to begin with, and this is all definitely just guilt.
Yeah, well, whatever solves the problem, I guess.
I guess so. But when Jean was sort of starting to get through to Rogue, she handed her a communicator, which looked like a hypospray from Star Trek, but
right.
And so it seems like, Rogue is caught up with Irene and she's just going to be part of the Brotherhood. And Mystique and Irene, who, by the way, are not in love in this at all. They're very not.
Yeah, they do not. There is zero, like, theirs seems to just be a pure work relationship and not we're actually wife and wife.
Yeah. So anyway, but they seem convinced that Rogue has forgotten entirely about like the true X-Men. But at the very end, we see that Rogue still has the communicator. So it's possible that she's going to be connected in the future.
Right. And I also wanted to mention there's the scene where Nightcrawler and Rogue are talking, and again, it has to be in the back of their minds, even though it doesn't, like, there's no visible like breadcrumbs being laid down. But I mean, these two are basically siblings.
Yeah,
So there's that.
there is that. And they do have they have a cute moment where he's on the swing before she knocks him out.
Yeah. Yes, they have a moment. And I can't remember if that is played up much.
In the rest of the show.
Well, I can't remember how much of a Rogue Mystique relationship is built up in this. So,
Well, because when Destiny and Mystique are in the back of the car talking, kind of like planning how they're going to get Rogue,
yeah.
Irene says something like, she's your something, and then gets cut off. So it seems like they're at least toying with the idea of going in that direction.
So there you have it. That is Rogue Recruit.
Rogue Recruit. Good introduction for her, I think. And at the end, Cody is safe and sound. We don't have...
He's actually okay. Good for Cody.
Very, very temporary problem. Cody is actually the star of our X-Files segment today. His voice is Sam Vincent. Sam also voices Forge in this series. I don't remember Forge being in this, but he's Forge. He's best known as Lloyd in Ninjago, which my son would know, but I don't. Crypto in a Super Dog animated series. He's Julian in Cardcaptor Sakura.
Yeah.
Do you remember Ed, and Eddie?
Yep.
He was Ed with 2 Ds.
Boy, is that the middle one?
Yes, it is the middle one.
With the skater hat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was a big voice at the time.
Yeah.
So that's the episode.
Okay.
Seems like the groundwork is laid pretty well for her to find her way into the X-Men.
Yeah, I was much more into this episode than the previous episode. Like in that previous episode where Kitty Pryde's parents are suddenly just like, we think you should join the X-Men.
Mm-hmm.
It's all very like nicely resolved. And this one is more complicated. And this show gets away with being both episodic and serialized, which is nice. And this is an example of that.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't really point out that this Rogue is like the movie Rogue. She's not a powerhouse Rogue. This is Rogue whose only powers are her power energy stealing.
Which was very difficult for me at the time.
Yes, yeah. It's not a flying Rogue that's invincible and can throw a tank.
No, it took some adjustment.
I think this show proves that you can do that Rogue and it's still great because of just how much they go with her stealing and using other people's powers. Whereas like in the movie, how often do you see Anna Paquin actually use her powers to get other powers?
Yeah. Yeah. You can be creative with it. It has a lot of potential.
Yeah. Like in this, yes, Rogue, she's basically grabbing everybody's powers, and throughout the series, she gets other people's powers pretty regularly.
Well, she gets kind of trained to do it on purpose, which you don't see a lot of in other places. Like, I have images in my head of her just taking off her glove and just like grabbing somebody.
I think it's good. I think it's a successful introduction of Rogue. But I also think it's just because it was probably a successful introduction of Kitty in the previous one. It's just I'm not a huge fan of that Kitty at the moment. And I feel like I remember that Kitty Pryde staying pretty much the same.
I think so, yeah.
So we'll see. I mean, next episode we meet Blob and then we meet Spike. So I don't know. Hold on.
I like Spike.
Okay, well, there are dozens of you.
Yeah, the next episode is 2 episodes. Mutant Crush, which I guess is going to be the Blob one.
Blob.
And then Speed and Spike. So I guess it must have Quicksilver too. Is he in that?
I would think so, yeah. Speed and Spike, a common phrase everybody uses.
Oh, Speed and Spike.
Oh, wow. We got a real Speed and Spike situation over here.
I'm going to start using it. It's going to be a thing.
Yeah.
So that'll be next time when we do the next anime.
Woo!
I'm feeling good.
Yeah. I'm feeling good too. I feel a little bit more pumped for this as we got on. I think it was this episode that was like, oh right, they're like, I mean, at this point, Mystique's got Avalanche, Toad, Rogue on her team. Like, that's a pretty decent one, and we know it's building up. I think something that like my memories have never given enough credit to about this show is the dichotomy or whatever the word is between the X-Men and the Brotherhood, and like what a smart play it was to have the focus on both of them. Because, you know, the X-Men, they live in a mansion, they have all this training and everything, they seem to do well in high school, and then you get the Brotherhood, and they're basically living in a halfway house, fending for themselves, you know, they're always fighting. I don't know, it's fun.
Yeah, it's a good plan for them to incorporate that.
Yeah.
Especially when you're going for like teen drama along with mutant fun.
Yeah.
So that'll be next time. Thank you to Prophetic Music for our theme song. Previously on X-Men is brought to you by the Radio Meanwhile Network. Current shows on the network include This Endorian Life and 9021 Here We Go. Please rate, subscribe, and share this show wherever you get your podcasts.
Bye! That was mad tight, yo!